Welcome to African Today, the voice of a changing continent. We bring you the stories shaping Africa's present and future, from breaking news and bold analysis to culture, innovation, and voices on the ground. We're here to inform, inspire, and amplify the heartbeat of Africa every single day. Thank you for stopping by the channel. We hope you enjoy our video. Let's begin. Rebuilding Burkina Faso from the ground up. Since assuming power in September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has become one of the most talked about leaders in Africa. At just 34 years old at the time of his rise, Traoré is the youngest head of state in the world, a revolutionary figure in the modern political landscape of West Africa. Taking the reins of Burkina Faso through a military coup, he has been heralded by supporters as a patriotic savior, while critics remain cautious about his unconventional style of leadership. However, one thing is clear: Ibrahim Traoré has embarked on an ambitious mission to rebuild a battered Burkina Faso, which for years has been plagued by insecurity, poverty, and political instability. A nation in crisis. Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in West Africa, has faced a decade-long insurgency led by jihadist groups linked to al-Qaeda and ISIS. Since 2015, these groups have wreaked havoc across the country, displacing over 2 million people, killing thousands, and rendering vast regions ungovernable. Schools, health centers, and infrastructure were either destroyed or abandoned, and the state's control weakened severely. By 2022, public frustration had peaked. 2 coups in 1 year, first by Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba and then by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, reflected deep military and civilian dissatisfaction with the state's inability to quell the insurgency. Traoré's rise came with a promise: restore territorial integrity, empower the people, and build a new Burkina Faso rooted in dignity, self-reliance, and African unity. Security first, fighting terror with the people. Traoré's top priority has been security. Unlike his predecessors, he pursued a more aggressive and decentralized approach. His administration recruited tens of thousands of civilian auxiliaries under the banner of the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, VDP, a community-based militia initiative intended to support the army in fighting terrorists. While controversial in some circles, this approach has enabled the military to regain control of previously lost territories. The VDP program has also fostered a strong sense of ownership and patriotism among ordinary Burkinabe citizens, many of whom see Traoré not just as a president, but as a soldier fighting alongside them. The government has also begun investing in homegrown weapons manufacturing, seeking to reduce reliance on foreign military aid. Traoré's emphasis on sovereignty and African solutions to African problems resonates strongly with a population weary of decades of external interference and unmet promises from Western allies. Economic reforms, nationalizing resources, and prioritizing self-sufficiency. Rebuilding a country requires more than guns. It requires economic power. Traoré's government has begun a process of resource nationalism, reviewing mining contracts and demanding that Burkina Faso's gold and natural resources benefit its own people, not just foreign companies. The mining sector, which contributes significantly to the country's GDP, is being redirected to support development goals such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. In agriculture, the government has launched campaigns to increase food production, invest in irrigation systems, and reduce dependence on imported goods. The goal is clear: food sovereignty. Traoré's team believes that Burkina Faso's stability will depend not just on military victories, but on the ability to feed its people and sustain its economy independently. Pan-Africanist vision, a new era of solidarity. Traoré is not just rebuilding Burkina Faso. He is redefining its place in Africa. A strong advocate for Pan-Africanism, he has forged closer ties with neighboring Mali and Niger, both of which are also under military leadership. The 3 countries have formed a defense alliance known as the Alliance of Sahel States, rejecting French military presence and calling for a new political and economic order in the region. Under Traoré, Burkina Faso has begun to pivot away from traditional Western allies like France, instead seeking cooperation with countries such as Russia, Turkey, and China. This shift reflects a broader desire among many African countries to assert independence and resist neocolonial pressures. Youth, education, and national identity. One of the most revolutionary aspects of Traoré's leadership is his appeal to the youth. Young people, who make up the majority of the population, see him as a symbol of change. He has emphasized civic education, patriotism, and African history, encouraging a new generation to see themselves as builders of their nation, not just beneficiaries of foreign aid. Traoré's speeches frequently invoke the legacy of Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's iconic revolutionary leader from the 1980s. Much like Sankara, Traoré stresses integrity, discipline, and sacrifice. He calls on citizens to work hard, protect their land, and believe in a future where Burkina Faso is not just surviving, but thriving. Challenges in the road ahead. Despite his bold reforms and growing popularity, Ibrahim Traoré faces significant challenges. The security situation remains fragile, with continued attacks in remote areas. The country's economy, though improving, still suffers from inflation, high unemployment, and limited infrastructure. Additionally, international scrutiny and pressure from ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, regarding democratic transition loom over his administration. Traoré has promised a return to civilian rule, but many wonder whether elections will bring back the same political class that failed the people. His challenge will be to build strong, transparent institutions that reflect the revolutionary spirit he champions, without falling into the authoritarian tendencies that have plagued past regimes. Conclusion: A nation rising. Ibrahim Traoré's leadership represents a pivotal moment in Burkina Faso's history. His efforts to rebuild the country militarily, economically, and ideologically mark a departure from the status quo. Whether or not his vision will succeed depends not only on him, but on the collective will of the Burkinabe people. In a world growing weary of promises without progress, Traoré's raw, militant patriotism has rekindled hope in a region long abandoned by stability. If he can balance revolutionary zeal with institutional reform, and if he can continue mobilizing his people while resisting external pressure, Ibrahim Traoré may well become one of the defining African leaders of the 21st century. For now, Burkina Faso is rebuilding, and the world is watching. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to help grow the channel. Until next time, see you soon.